They say you don't become a witch. That it's just one day you wake up and realize that's what you've always been. The one that doesn't always fit in. The one that likes the woods, the sun and sky, cats, owls, and the moon. The one who stays up late reading books, playing role-playing games, and learning the names of the stars. The one that likes to wear black eyeliner, capes. And then you realize, oh, that's what I am. I'm a witch.
I'm so excited to be here. Hey, everybody. Let me lower my camera. My camera's a little bit high. What's up?
And we can't see your cleavage. Well, oh, you don't. Oh, you're not showing it.
I'll make some cleavage for. I know it's so silly. Okay, we got your cleavage today. You look beautiful, Lola.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here and to see everybody. I love meeting with you guys every week and having this wonderful conversation. I am Belladonna LaVeau, and wonderful lady Lola is here with us. Lola, tell us about how these seeker cards, the seeker path cards, tell us about them.
Well, they are a oracle deck that we use that was actually commissioned. We commissioned our coven Children of the Crossroads ATC in Spokane, Washington. We commissioned a friend of ours to make these beautiful oracle cards so as conversation pieces. And I would kind of gonna make an announcement. I think I'm wanting to sell them. We need to talk, Bella.
Awesome.
Yeah, because the artwork is awesome. It invokes some really great conversation, and sometimes it's not what the common thing is. Sometimes it makes you think a little differently about these topics. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So we do it on Discord on Wednesdays. But yeah, people seem to love the artwork and the cards. So I think I want to share it with the world.
That makes me so happy. You guys, when I first talked to Lola about doing this, she was like, I don't really want to sell them. And I am really grateful that you have changed your mind, because I think it is a very powerful and empowering tool. So what we do every week is we go through a different card, and you can go back and watch previous ones, and you can wait on the ones that come each week. We haven't gone through the whole set yet in this series, but we put up the card and we talk about it, and we go over the meaning of the card, and then we talk about what it would be in an oracle deck. And I think it's a fantastic way to learn more about witchcraft.
Yeah,
and it's really, it says Seeker's Path, but I find second and third degrees join us every week because they want to hear what we're going to say.
Yeah. Because you never stop learning. It doesn't matter how high up on the witch ladder you are. I don't know what you want to call it. But yeah. You never stop learning. So
everybody's got a different perspective, and you never know when you're going to find that new pearl. So yeah. So thank you for coming and watching us. And today we're talking about, is it the Besom today?
Yes, it is. Look there it is.
You know, I didn't bring any brooms in here, Dusty.
I did.
You brought your broom?
Yeah, I'm wearing a broom made out of kyanite, which is real. I love this broom. And then I've got this beautiful broom I got at Northwest Pagan Fest.
Oh.
Yeah,
nice.
I love the colors. And then I've got our coven broom, which is a bigger broom. And this is what we sweep our circle with. So I love brooms.
Fantastic. I love brooms too. I actually had a church member bring me a handmade broom that is a sweep the floor with broom that I use at the Covenstead here. Yeah, at the Mother Church. And I love it because the bark is still on the branch, and it's very earthy. It's very powerful to sweep, right?
Yeah,
it's almost like a dance. You get a rhythm going. There's a specific way that you do it. It's very much an I mean, to sweep is a verb.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, and it also, when you use it in your circle sweeping, I sometimes feel that broom, and we sing a little song when we do it. And I swear to God, I feel that broom is going to leave my hands and just start sweeping by itself, because it's you just feel there's a connection with your besom. So
Yeah, absolutely. I have a flying broom that I did not bring to put, but I did show it to you in the wands. I wonder if it's sitting back here. Dusty went to go get me some broom. No, I have a bunch of stabs back there, but I have a flying broom, which people are like, do witches fly on brooms? Are you serious? I'm absolutely serious. They do. My beloved priest brought them to me. This is Marissa, and every one of these stones is a stone that she's been beat up. Okay, Marissa gets written. Every one of these stones that are on her, and there's she's so big, she's running into. There we go. All of these stones that are on her aid in astral projection. There's a little pit of light right there. There's some under here. There's stones all over it. And it actually, the cat got a hold of it. That's why it looks like it does. And I haven't had a chance to fix it. She works just fine without any broom on her at all. But
right.
Still is a little rough.
Well, I'm glad you brought up astral projection, because that's what we do. That's how we go and see things. We are always astrally projecting, and then when you have that symbol of the broom, with that flight and that it just symbolizes so many magical things. You can go on some awesome trips, and Bella has taken us on some awesome trips.
Yeah, well, in sophomore year, we teach you how to fly. You have flying lessons. So we teach you how to do it, and it's a lot of fun. And we use Marissa to do it, because Marissa is copy, transfer, modify. So I can send her energy into your besom and attune you with her and make your besom be able to fly.
Yeah.
And, the thing about brooms is they're just big wands, right? Like, they're just big wands, and you can program them to do different things. So like you can program this one to fly, where you can program this one to remove negativity.
Yep. Yeah. And especially when it's used with, my cats decided to play with my yoga mat. I'm gonna poke them with the stick of my broom. Look at that. Go away.
So brooms are handy because they extend your reach.
Yes.
But sweeping is an act of removing negativity. Like when you're getting all the dirt out, you are removing negativity. One of the things that I really love about when witchcraft becomes a way of life, everything that you do is a ritual that is doing something on the spiritual astral as well, right? Yep. She just said everything we do is astral. Like we go and travel astrally. A broom is a tool that makes it easier for us to do it accurately.
Yep, absolutely. And there's so many amazing stories about how the broom became associated with flying and with witches. If anyone in our audience knows any stories, type in, because I've heard many. Is there a story you like about? Because there's many.
Oh, I'm bated breath on how it would. Tell us your stories, Lola.
I have read, like where it comes from, where this is, that some witches would put a flying ointment on the pole of the, it's phallic, and they would get on the pole and have fun with the ointment, and it would take them on these flying journeys, and it was kind of a sexual thing too, and it would kind of take them to a different place. I have read that in many places. I forget where I've read it. When I tell people this, they're like, what? And I'm like, just look it up. It's like, and I like that story because I just want to picture a bunch of naked witches writhing on a broom.
Well, I tell you, if you're going to use fly ointment, and I have both made it and used it successfully, having it on a that sort of skin would cause it to absorb faster. I mean, you wouldn't want to put it in your mouth, I guess, that's for sure. But I would be afraid that something in there would burn.
I know. I mean, of course you're thinking of that because of safety. So
I just made it. I put it all over my body. I have rubbed myself like a French fry in flying ointment, and I laid there naked on a towel and was like, okay, how do I get out of my body? And that's not how you do it. Whenever you think about your body, it grounds you into your body, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to roll out of my body and sit up, get up out of my. And anytime you think about movement, it grounds you. I did finally get out, and when I did, the experiences I had.
Yes, it is. It's a lot
mucous
of fun.
membrane. Jessica had the right word.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I gotta fix my plug. I'm falling apart here, Bella. Hold on. Jesus. Everything's falling out and unplugging, and cats are jumping into stuff. I think they got into some flying ointment.
I'm telling you, they know that you're working magic over there. Alana says that her Besom is protective and defensive. That is absolutely a thing that you can do with your Besom. I kind of think of this one as a protective defensive because it's got this nice crystal on the end of it, and it's got all of this beautiful beadwork. I did not do this myself. And then it's got this little prickly little broom end, and it's never been used to touch floor. It stays over the door.
Yeah.
It keeps out the bad things that we don't want in the house.
And then there was also the story of the they would jump on their brooms, like act like they were jumping with their brooms, how high they wanted their crops to grow. That was another story that I heard that I enjoy about. Yeah. Is there anyone that you have heard that maybe our viewers haven't heard, like how it became associated with? Is there another one why it became associated with witches and flying?
I don't. I think that brooms and flying go hand in hand because a broom is a big wand, and that a lot of stories are made up to try to for people who don't understand what we're doing, to try to fathom that we're flying through the air spiritually, and then our bodies aren't actually going there.
Yeah.
And so they look for reasons and they make it up. But
don't pull the scene at the end of Practical Magic when they all jump off their roofs. That's
not going to work. Those red and white socks don't make you fly. I bought plenty of pairs trying to find out. Now, I did take my children. Flying with the broom, and we went to China, and we all sat on the couch together, and I put the broom across all three of us. Ramsey was not old enough to do this exercise at the time. And we went to China, and we saw the water, and we saw all kinds of cool things, and we talked about it while we were doing it. And we got back, and Tatiana said, "We never left the couch." And I said, "But did you see the ocean?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "And did you see the red arch that we flew under?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "How is it that we all three saw it if we didn't actually go?"
Yeah.
And she went,
"Oh,
he now. He's a he now." And
yeah.
He has told me that it's okay to refer to the younger him as a she because she was a she at that time. So but sometimes it's hard to understand astral projection and how you get out of your body. And I think that's why people come up with stories. And I believe that there is a fertility dance where you have the phallic symbol of the broom and you go out into the garden and you leap and you turn. And that's not fine. That is a actual fertility dance.
Well, that's also what they use the broom to when you jump over the broom after being married. married or hand fasted, and that's a symbol of starting your new life together, because the broom is also domestic. It's a symbol of what's the word? Domestic. Oh, please. Being domestic. And so it's like you're going to start your new life together. And so that's also that as well when they hop over the broom.
Yes. Yeah. And my beautiful Dusty has sent me a couple of spells. He said, sweeping under someone's feet. That's a no-no. That's a bad thing. You don't want to do that. It makes people leave. It sweeps them out of your life. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
And then when a broom falls, it means company's coming. We all know that from Practical Magic, right?
Yep.
When
Yep.
brooms fall. So those are two interestingly.
We also have
Dusty said that somebody does sweep under your feet, you spit on the broom to undo the undo the curse. Yeah.
Yeah. Just get it all lubed up. I'm sorry. I'm going weird places. Also,
well, it is a phallic symbol. I mean, it does represent a phallic symbol. Similar, a broom to a wand is like a sword to a knife, but a broom is decidedly feminine, where a staff is the masculine side of that.
I learned something new when I was holding the vessel of Balbo, that the reason why one of her symbols was, I believe, a broom was because it's shaped like a vulva or a womb.
Well, when you hold it upside down,
yeah,
it's the
that shape.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, and I thought that was really cool. And I mean, who else better for it to be a symbol of is Balbo? So I started really connecting with my broom after I knew that, because I was like, it is so feminine and yet phallic. It's like it's very cross gender. I kind of like it.
Well, yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's the feminine aspect of a very masculine tool.
Yeah.
And what you just said something that I was like, yeah, those two things go together. Okay, so joy gets rid of negativity, laughter, whereas a broom gets rid of negativity.
Yeah, exactly. There's also a couple other interesting things. Sorry, private chat moment was funny. I heard, and I might be wrong with these, but if you leave a broom outdoors and you put the broom down, and I might be wrong, but you turn the broom, the bristles down, it says it means that we are home. Now, I might be wrong with these. And then there's when the broom with the bristles up, it symbolizes that the lady is home, but the hubby is not. And then there's a sideways broom, hubby home, wife not. So
interesting.
Yeah, I had looked up these facts, and I took notes on it, so I might have, if anyone else knows of any cool little things, I like to hear about it. And that
reminds me of the belly dance language that the Romanian gypsy girls use to let people know how much they do what for.
Oh, interesting. Well, see, there's a connection with the joy.
Yes. Well, that's always been a part of our culture. We don't have the same moral ideals as other cultures do.
No.
So that's always been part of our culture.
Certainly, yeah. When I tell people that, it's a fertility religion, and we're very fertile in our thoughts.
We're very fertile, and we have deity. Pombagira is the deity of prostitution. We have had abortion or the ability to choose.
Yes,
because we have had herbs much longer than the medical profession.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all of those things are within our culture as handed down by our ancestors. So Besom, I love the little cat.
Yep. Hey, and I'm so sorry, but my battery's going to run out. I'm going to change the phone. I know this is awful, but my cat I'm having a really bad cat day, Bella. The cat or the dog has chewed through the wire. We need a new wire. I am going to go to the phone. So
All
talk
right.
about the part, and I'll be right in. I'm so sorry. It's going to run out here in a minute.
I mean, Psychic Munch, I just said cat, and she was like, speaking of cat.
I know.
That's so funny. Okay. So
I'll be right
third
back.
of all viewers polls have had experience with astral projection. So my astral projection broom is specifically designed. So like I went through the Melodies Crystal Book, which is the big, thick Bible of crystal spiritual meanings. And I found all of the crystals that facilitated astral projection. And I made my flying broom with those. So it has a lodestone on it to help me get home. It has a angelite to help me get to where I'm going. Sodalite to help it work with groups. It's got all of these other things on it. And by programming your wands and your brooms and your staffs with crystals and oils, like if you want to anoint them with specific oils, if you want to put specific metals on them. Hey, welcome back. I've been talking the whole time. Then that is how you program your brooms or your wands to do what you want them to do. We can hear you. Welcome back. I think she can hear us, but now she's frozen. And if you put any kind of research into, there you go, Lola. If you put research into your choices, you can fine tune the focus. And that's why I have a bunch of different wands, because the focuses are fine tuned. Welcome back, Lola. Are you with us now? Hello, Lola, you with us now? Let's go back and put the Besom card back up, Isadora. You're working on it? Oh, we lost it. We lost the Besom card when Lady Lola left the chat. Okay, I get you. So more spells with brooms, Dusty, off the top of your head. Go.
If you sweep after somebody leaves your house, sweep the doorway after somebody leaves your house, they won't come back.
Yep. You can sweep them right out of your life. So if you got somebody in your life that you don't want, that's the thing to do. Lola, if you can still hear us, you're still in the room. There's the thing.
You can also use it.
I've got a really cool story about brooms. And you know how Dusty said, don't let anybody sweep under your feet. So one time I had this really powerful pathworking where I went and I saw Caridwen in her cottage. And I wanted to drink from her cauldron and get the wisdom of Caridwen, right? Like that's the pathworking. So I was actually leading it for two other people. And I got caught up in it. And when I got to her cottage, she invited me in. She had me sit down. It was a really small room. It was probably 10 by 10. And it had a table and a chair in the center of it. Just one chair, just one table. And there was a cauldron in the fireplace. And there was Caridwen there. She invited me in. She said, Goddess, come in. Goddess, sit down. And she starts sweeping under me. Now, the chair and my feet are on the ground, and she's sweeping under the whole thing. And I'm freaking out because I don't think this is a good thing. And she says, Goddess, read the book. And I'm like, why are you calling me Goddess, Mother? You're the goddess. I came to drink from the cauldron. I don't understand what's going on. And she said, Goddess, read the book. Goddess, read the book. And so I looked for the book, and it was this amazing book. And she said that if I ever didn't have an answer to something, it would be in this book. And so I came out of the meditation and I got everybody else out of the meditation. And then I was like, I have to find this book. So I went on a journey the next day. Me and my husband went on a journey to find this book, and we looked everywhere. We finally went to this one place where I never go. I just don't really care for the vibe for it. We went in. I'm methodically looking through all of the thousands of books. It's a huge bookstore. Where my husband is, now my ex-husband, walked around and, like used magic. And he comes back to me and he said, I think I found your book. I'm like, yeah, where? And he said, I think it's behind the owl on the mantle. And I was like, really? So I walked over to the fireplace in the bookstore, and there was a barn owl. And I looked behind it, and it looked like the book that the God had showed me. And so I flipped through it, and I was like, oh my God, this is the book. So I take it to the front, and I'm thinking it's going to be a $14 book, right? Like that's how much books were in the 80s. They were like $14, $15, early 90s, whenever it was that I found this book. And the guy was like, oh, this is a really good book. You'll love this book, but it's damaged. And he showed me on the front, there's this little part where he stuck it with a razor knife. I didn't even notice it though. He said, I'm going to discount it for you. And then he told me the price of the book, and I thought I was going to die because I did not expect it to be as expensive as it was, like $55. And back then, that was a ton of money to me. And so I counted up all the money, and I had exactly to the penny the cash that book cost.
I'm here.
So that's my story about Caridwen and sweeping under your feet. So it doesn't always have to be a bad thing, but it's usually not a good thing. And my life did change drastically after that. Lola, we're so glad you're back. We missed you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh my gosh. It's live. This is what happens when we're live. All right.
What are you going to do? I told a story about Caridwen and meeting her in her cottage and her sleeping under my feet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I think you know that story, so you're back up to speed.
Yes, that's awesome. So were we talking about the pretty card, or were we just?
Yeah, I think we were going to start talking about the card. I was looking at the card and I was thinking it's got some neat elements. There's a cat. Mm-hmm. There's a red ribbon tied around the broom, which is unusual. But indicates that we do decorate our brooms, right?
Oh, yes.
There's a bush that has, what is that red in it?
It's some sort of, I think it's roses.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 candles lit in the window. There's red curtains in the window. A lot of red things, which I think are very appropriate. There's witches flying in the background with the stars and the moon. It's
very Halloween-y.
I love it.
I love it too. I really like the artwork. And I was going to say, now we were talking about in the past shows, the oh my gosh. I'm just
quintessential.
Thank you. I had a problem saying that last week, everyone. You're going to start to learn the words I cannot say correctly. That sign of the witch. So the cauldron, is a big one, or the chalice we really like, the pentagram. But I just kind of think the broom is what even the muggles associate witches with. Wouldn't you say so?
Yes.
Yeah, because of like Harry Potter and all this stuff. So there's this beautiful way that even like I know people in the neighborhood that around Halloween they decorate. They put a broom on the front, porch with a witch holding it. And I always find that interesting that they just think that, us, those witches on cartoons and stuff fly. And so, I'm going to make it look like a witch lives here. Put the broom out. But there's so many amazing stories and symbolism and magic that we use with those brooms.
Alana says, is the besom in the gone flying position? That's funny. It's leaning up against the window, so maybe it is.
Yeah. Gone flying. Got to go meet the girls out in the sky.
We're traveling. I mentioned Wiccan Seminary earlier at wiccanseminary.edu. In the sophomore year around Mabon, we all go flying together. And it's really cool because it's kind of like that picture. You go up into the astral and you can see the rooftops below you. And then you get directed to see your other brothers and sisters, and you can, right? and then you all get drawn together so that you're in a group. But it kind of looks like that at the beginning. I mean, minus the funny hats with everybody on their broom, right?
Yep. It's such a cool image. I remember when I think it was in class, you took us on riding, flying our brooms. And I remember I hadn't really known you. I mean, we talked before, I think, but you hadn't figured out, I don't know. We went and I think we saw the Akashic Records. I think that was one of them. Is that one that you've taken us to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we saw the Akashic Records and then we had to leave. And I didn't want to leave. And you totally were like, Lola, come on now. Come catch up. And I'm like, damn, she really can see me. Because I was totally like looking at all the records and we had to go. And I was like, but I want to stay here. And you literally were like, Lola, come on, catch up.
Yeah, that is that. I'm glad that you remember that, because the more you astral project, the more you can actually see. But a lot of people use other perceptions. You perceive however you perceive. And I could tell Lola was not coming. You got to count heads. It's like, okay, there were 15 of you when we started. I can't leave any of you back there. Because sometimes we go into different dimensions. We go into different time streams. We've gone into ancient Atlantis and we went to ancient Eleusis one year. It was really exciting. I get to do all of these fun things because I get to do it year after year. We went to Stonehenge one year, Lola. And the next day we went to Stonehenge and we saw a bunch of broken ley lines and we fixed them all. And it did this really crazy grid across the whole world. We were like, whoa, we didn't expect that to happen. And then the next day an article came out that they had shut Stonehenge down to tourism for a minute and they had to fix things. I was like, I bet they do.
You broke Stonehenge, Bella.
It's really fun when you get that kind of external validation that something is real.
Yes, it is. And I just love that. And it's just about letting your mind go. And that's another thing when I see brooms, it reminds me of a certain freedom. Like some people are like, what do you think of when you see a broom? Oh, cleaning, sweeping, getting rid of stuff. But I see freedom. And that's something, that's my perception. And I like to see that freedom. So
that's beautiful because, that associates kind of with the idea of riding a motorcycle, right? Like I see a motorcycle as very much the modern day witch's broom.
Yes,
right?
it is.
You just get on that thing and fly.
And just fly.
Freedom. Yeah. And there's also some romance in the sweeping and the rhythm. It's almost like a dance, when you don't think of it as a chore and you think of it as a spell. I like to put those floor washes in my mop water. So my mop water will be purple or red or something like that. And I put intention into it. So I put intention into that sweeping. It's really the only way you can get me to clean house is to make it a magical spell, right?
Well, of course. I'm the same way, Bella.
Yeah. Like if you can make it magic, I'll do it. And so the broom brings up that whimsy and that imagination and the understanding that you can suspend your disbelief and change your reality and make it all about fun and play and magic instead of drudgery and misery. And it's the same floor you're sweeping. However you want to sweep it, I'd rather do it fun with magic and intention with a magical broom than hating it and not wanting to do woman's work.
Yeah, exactly. And there we go again when we say, it doesn't take much to bring magic into the mundane world and make chores fun, because that's what I do too. I'm like, I got to put some sort of magic in my chores. And so my husband is always saying, just do it. Wash the dishes. Make it magical. The dishes is the one I have a hard time with. Good way to
Ramsey does the dishes. Ramsey does the dishes. That's the thing that and reliably that's his chore. And He is really good about it, but I'm with you. Somebody else has to do the dishes if it's the maid. Like I'm not going to do it.
No. So do we want to talk about the meanings? What people think if they got this in an oracle?
Yeah,
reading?
let's see what people think if they got this in a card. If they pulled this as what would they take out of it? For me, I would take out of it that, I might need to consider cleaning out some of the old and make way for the new. When I see a besom, I think get out with the old, in with the new. Get rid of the negativity and bring positivity in your life. Shake up the dead so that new things can grow.
I love that. Yeah, that's awesome. I think if I got this today, it would mean sweep that cat out of the way because I'm not happy with my cats.
They'll tear up a broom. I think it's funny that she's got that cat by that broom because my cat would be like, "Oh, cat toy."
That's what's happening.
Tucked in.
That's what's happening. The cats are trying to hop on the bristles, and then I shooshed them away, and they went and they tore out the plug, and then there was a chewing through. I was like, "This is ridiculous!" All because I brought the brooms out. See that. Maybe that's what it is like, be aware of your surroundings, make sure the animals aren't anywhere when you bring the broom out. But no, seriously, if I got this card, like I said, there's a fly, be free, let my freak flag fly. I'm in a really good place in my life where I'm feeling some confidence about who I am, and so that flying, just go, let your hair down, let the wind go through your hair, and just be you. That's what I get from this card.
That's kind of the Lola mantra anyway.
Let your hair fly in the wind and rock.
Be free, be you, and love who you are, and surround yourself with people that love you for it. That is the Lola mantra. I love it. The card is my vehicle F. That's B. The card. I don't understand.
I think they're having a hard time typing right now. That sometimes happens. And someone was saying, is it Besom or Besom? Because I always say Besom, and I know you say Besom. Is it just one of those things where
pronounced Besom or Besom? I've always heard. I mean, I'm Southern, y'all. I don't know what you want from me. I don't have an accent. You have an accent.
I don't know what you want from all of me.
I didn't come here to get put on Front Street like this.
Besom. I'm going to say Besom.
It's romantic, Lola.
Besom. Go get on that Besom with that flying ointment. I'll see you later.
Besom? You say Besom? Besom? Besom?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just say the word and
yeah.
So I don't know. They last night they had to it was last week where we've launched this new K through 12 school called Terra Scola. TerraScola.us, and it's because our kids really need a safe place to go to school without being bullied for who they are and without having to worry about somebody coming and shooting the school up, right? And so I was like, Terra Scala. And then I heard Cara say Terra Scola like 5 times, and I'm like, all right, tell me how to pronounce it because I might say it wrong. So it's TerraScola.us. If y'all want, if you're a parent and you've got a child that you're interested in going to a earth-centered school that also meets federal requirements, look up TerraScola.us. And Besom, broom also works. I think that you can say either one, really. And
Alana said the card is a mode of travel and hominess. Time to get moving. That's what she was trying to type when she saw it.
I like that. Like that. Right. My ex-husband would throw out the mop and broom every time we moved. And I was like, why do you do that? And he said, I don't want to bring old problems into new places.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Now-
thought that was, I was like, oh, well, we have to go buy a new mop and broom. And he was like, yeah, that's exactly what we have to do. Okay.
So I have been asked by people, the broom, do you use it to sweep up your floor to like clean? And I'm like, not my spiritual broom. No, it's kind of the same concept with our, athames. We don't use them to cut, our food.
They hover above the floor, and we say an incantation, and it's the energy of it that we are sweeping.
Yeah, we don't actually sweep because you don't want to do that. Yeah.
No, you don't want to. Bro, I've actually had a student that wasn't adequately prepared to sweep the ground, and I'm like, off the ground. No. My bad.
So I've just seen if anyone else was, if you guys go ahead and type and see what this card means for you. We got freedom, we got movement, we got time to get rid of negative energy, time to sweep the cat out of the house. Don't get more cats when your husband says don't get more cats.
Yes. What about the 2 candles in the window? See, they're calling to me. Those 2 candles are again, it's home is where the heart is, right? Like that hominess right there, taking care of and nurturing your space. A cat. Some witches believe that cats are sacred to Freya and that you don't really have a home unless you have a cat in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the curtains, I feel like having a home with all of those homey, the bush and the little garden and the roses and all of that love and nurturing really speaks to the practical side of it. And check this out. Half of it's the home and half of it's the sky. And that's really indicative of the fact that the broom is really a staff that's disguised.
Yeah. Well, and I like that it also kind of represents with that freedom I was talking about and let, fly and be that person. You can always have your anchor of your home, because I feel like we talk about the broom is like the wand. So that would be like a fire thing. But I think there's other elements within the broom. I think there's air because it flies. There's an earth in it. I don't know if there's water. Oh, the shape is your water or your emotions, the shape of it being the feminine part. So yeah, you could get all elements in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I truly believe that anything that's manifest on the physical's got all 4 elements in it. But yes. Yeah. And Jessica said that she had brought in a really nice besom and she wouldn't want to get rid of it. I'm not talking about the magical brooms. I'm talking about the mop and broom that you clean the floors with. Those are the ones that he would throw out.
Yeah. You're cleaning stuff.
The cleaning things. Yeah. Jessica says this card reminds me of the balance of my magic and my home and gardens. That was the thing I was going to say next, Jessica. You got it. Yes, because you don't feel safe to do magic without a good anchor, without a happy home. Like I know plenty of people who are like, I don't really have any place to do magic because my home's not safe. A happy home is the foundation that you need. And we were talking the other day about Langar. The Sikhs do Langar every day because they believe that you can't worship if you've got a hungry belly, right? Like your physical needs to be taken care of before you can do the magical. And I tell people all the time, magical training is a privilege of those who have their shit together.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't want to work on magic if you don't have a safe place to be. Now, some of us learn magic along the way and we use magic to help get our shit together, but you can't really do a lot until you have it. You have your home.
You do. I mean, you can get your shit together, but it's kind of like that, which came first, the magic or the happy home. And I think if you are living, and I mean, no offense to anyone that's done this, but I think that if you're like, oh, I'm living in a shelter right now, I'm not safe at my home, so I'm on the streets or whatever. And I'm sure they, witches have been through that. I've known witches who have been homeless. But you want to feel safe and have that confidence and that grounding spirit. So, yes, you can use your magic to get abundance and take accountability or whatever it is that you need to do to get yourself in a safe place. But don't think that it's going to get you out of these chaotic home lives. You need to have a good home base. Yeah, is what I'm trying to
definitely say. Definitely. Well, I just want to give a shout out to my goddaughter, Alana Hamilton. She is the vessel, huh? She is the vessel of, is that not my goddaughter, Lola? Yeah, I think it is.
No, it's not. That's Oz.
No, Isadora's telling me no. I've gotten the Alanas mixed up. All of these extra names. All of these. Alana Mitchell is my goddaughter. Yes. Alana mentioned Hestia, and I was like, yes, Hestia does need a broom. Oh, that's Alana. I didn't. Yeah, so my bad.
But that's she goes by Oz in our Discord groups, and she's very much a priestess of Hestia, and Oz is awesome. She comes to the morning devotionals for ATC a lot too. So
I look forward to meeting her.
Yeah,
I appreciate Isadora is Alana's mother, and I can see her in the background going, no, that's not her. But yes, Hestia does need a broom for her temple.
Yes,
that is for sure.
And that is, I love, and I really like that people are noticing the balance between the home and the magic.
Yeah.
And that's what we need.
To have balance.
Yeah.
Witchcraft is about keeping the balance. You have to keep and it's constantly moving. My dad used to have a poster that was a frog and it was jumping, and it said, every time you think you know where the lily pad is, somebody moves it. And the frog was going to land in the water. And I feel like that's kind of how the balance is. I mean, as soon as you think you got it all figured out, they throw you a new ball to juggle. And you have to constantly ride the waves of the balance. And that's what this is showing here, too, is that you need the balance. The broom is halfway on one, halfway on the other.
Yeah. And you do. And, I also like the idea of stepping out of your back door and seeing that in the sky. That'd be pretty awesome.
Shoot. Hey, wait on me. I'm coming.
Here goes my ride, you guys.
That would be really funny. So, I really enjoy talking to you about this. This has been a great discussion. A lot of fun.
It has been. And I appreciate everyone being so flexible with my technical difficulties. I was like,
oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you are live, right?
Yep.
So to support our show, really, I would love it if you would hit that like and subscribe button, maybe hit the bell so you can get notifications, maybe put it on your calendar that we do this every Monday at 5 o'clock and Pacific, which makes it 6 on Mountain and 7 on Central and 8 on Eastern, if you can't do the math like me sometimes. And time zones give me a difficult time. Time zones and typos, those two. Whew,
I know. And also, if they miss it, if they can't make it one week, we do the same topic over on our Discord channel as well. Children of the Crossroads. Look at that. It's right there. Look at she popped it. I didn't even know she was going to pop that up. Look at that.
Hey, look at you, psychic. And if you want to support the Aquarian Tabernacle Church and more viewing like this, you can go to atcwicca.org and look at our programs. Donations can be made to paypal.me/atcwicca. I want to tell you that the Aquarian Tabernacle Church is a group exempt organization. Means the federal government allows us to create affiliated churches, charities, and institutions under our 501 umbrella. So if you have a dream in your heart, I would love for you to contact me at bella@atcwicked.org and let me know whatever it is that you want to do to serve the goddess. If you have a calling, if you want to serve, we have a seminary, a school, a children's organization. We have food pantries.
Yeah.
A lot of different ways that you can truly make a difference in the world. And we want to help you get there. So thank you for watching today. We are so delighted that you chose to spend your time with us. We hope that you have a magical day.
Bye.